to win one best of 5, and they're good to go.
Going into this, of course, Goddess picking the Asuri, and we're seeing a Jala from Kylar Alice. Level 55 Jala coming in compared to Goddess's level 52 Asuri.
Interesting pick coming out from Kylar Alice. Over to the Jala that we just saw Goddess very effective against. And we've seen Kylar Alice play Wheel of Characters, and the Jala is definitely a more established character for Kylar Alice, but it's still interesting to be like, hey, that character you just won 3-2 against, I'll play that, and I'll show you how it's really played. Like, that's a confidence play from Kylar Alice.
Now we are going back to small Brawlhaven, seeing a lot of it today from the Australian team. Oh my gosh, what an early start already. 50 plus damage on the Kylar Alice. D-Light Dare, Weapon Toss going straight up. That neutral air turning him orange.
Kylar just going in unarmed. Still adding up these damage, just that quick jump, neutral air onto Goddess. Nice Weapon Toss. Keeping that pressure onto Kylar Alice. A big slap down. Kylar Alice might be in a little bit of trouble. The neutral air doesn't connect for Goddess. Whoa! What?
I'm not sure what happened. That was looking like it could have been an edge guard for Kylar to get the knockout after the dodge was blown on the gravity cancel neutral signature. I don't even know what happened to Kylar. And a gravity cancel side signature point blank?
Both of them really trying to go for that highlight reel plays right now, as Kylar Alice and Goddess able to stay even with each other with the insane offstage coming out from both players.
Kylar trying to control the ground, punishing the landing attempts from Goddess.
Kylar Alice has been doing a really good job of getting 2 hits, resetting, getting another 2. Goddess, though, on the stage doesn't need a reset for that one. Downlight into the recovery to knock out Kylar Alice, and is going to juggle to delay the weapon spawn.
Kylar Alice weapon star for just a moment, committing all the way over to the edge, and then Kylar grabs the weapon spawn all the way on the right side of the stage.
Goddess might get it. Goes for falling nair, unfortunately below Kylar Alice, but still gets game number 1. The momentum very much in Goddess's favor. And this is what I was talking about, where I was like, why is Kylar Alice going into a character that Goddess has literally just been labbing the matchup against?
Now he is swapping over immediately on loss over to the Zol pick. He only has a level 12 Zol. We did see some cannon earlier from him, though.
Yeah, we've seen Zols be very successful, like, across all of the canon characters. I think Zol has had the most success, of course, in the hands of the world champion Sandstorm, but we've still seen many a Zol be very effective. We'll see what Kylar Alice is able to do with this Zol, but right now needs to pick up a weapon.
He is going to pick up the axe first. Goddess just trying to chase him around the stage. Neutral signature coming out really early. That would have put Kylar into a bad spot. Could have led to a good, solid edgeguard from Goddess. Might have been an early knockout. We are going over to Miami Dome, another platform map. The Australians, man, they love platforms.
It's very interesting comparing that to North America, where they tend to shy away from these platform maps. They tend to lean a little bit more for like, hey, here's just a big old flat space where we can just beat each other up on.
But that's also in stark contrast to going to small Brawlhaven so many times as well in Australia. Because they really like that map, apparently, but they also like their platforms.
Yeah, it's platform maps and small Brawlhaven. Big slapdown coming out from Goddess, able to keep this stock count even. We haven't seen Kylar Alice able to get too much momentum with the cannon. That was kind of the thing that we were looking for, especially with this switch over to Zol, of course. Still retaining the axe in hand from the Jala pick, but right now Goddess keeping Kylar Alice from picking up anything and just putting this damage onto him.
Yeah, the weapon spawn over on the right side. Neutralite's going to send Goddess far enough after a wonderful spot dodge from Kylar Alice. There is a spawn in the middle of the field. In case anyone wants to swap over their weapons, it's going to be another set of Katars. Had that one primed and ready to go. Goddess wanting to focus on Katars, playing really well with them today. probably the best set of guitars. We don't see a lot of Australian play, but I would say Goddess is probably the best set of guitars I think I've ever seen in Australia.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a strong argument for Goddess to be the best guitar player in Australia, but right now, Goddess has just been leveling up these guitars game after game. Big offstage opportunity. Kylar Alice gets the swing with the recovery to get back up onto the stage safely and decides to respect the offstage of Goddess.
Now, we did see a gravity cancel come out from Goddess there, but it wasn't a down light on the unarmed kit. It was a gravity cancel side light on the unarmed kit. Not necessarily sure if it was a misinput or if that's the option that Goddess was looking for. Maybe cover a little bit more of the vertical hitbox with that, because that could have been one of the reasons Goddess wasn't finding the GCD light earlier, was because the opponent was just a little bit too high.
Well, either way, Kylar Alice is able to even up the stock count. Does get the offstage with the cannon. It looks like Kylar Alice wants to stick with this cannon against Goddess. Maybe cannon's got the favorable matchup in Kylar Alice's opinion, but unfortunately for him, that soft platform going to get in the way of that down air. Actually gets the grounded version of that down air.
Still pretty even, though. Goddess has just a little bit of a lead. That side air turning Kylar Alice red, and the ground pound immediately to get Kylar Alice right as he was making contact with the wall with that cannon side air, coming at it straight from above. Didn't have to worry about finding any kind of strange priority or timing there. Just ride that wall straight down, and Goddess going up 2-0 so far in this set.
Yeah, really intelligently played that edge guard, just waited for Kylar Alice to burn everything except for the cannon sider, which of course has that horizontal movement, but it also has a lot of end lag, especially when it runs into a wall. And so Goddess just waited for it and got the knockout, and we're going to see Kylar Alice switch up the characters again, this time to the Sentinel.
Maybe wanting to claim the best guitars in Australia title for himself. That hat is too big. Like, I know I love Big Hat Lucian, but
is this hurting your Big Hat Lucian ego right now?
That hat is clearly smaller than Big Hat Lucian, but like that style of hat shouldn't be that big. Like, you look at the front of the hat, like it's gigantic. That's not going to sit on top of his head. Like, he's wearing that like those guys wear their flat brim caps right over their eyebrows and their Oakley sunglasses.
You know, maybe it's like, you know how Creed wears his dad's suit? This is Gumshoe Sentinel wearing his dad's hat.
Oh, okay. Or maybe Kylar just has that big of a brain, that giant part above his head. That's just to fit his big old brain.
Yo, he does have a lot of tech in that big old brain. If you ever watch Kylar Alice, or if you ever look at his Twitter, he is constantly posting all sorts of new tech whenever a balance patch hits, but Goddess doesn't need any new tech. They've got the good old downlight, dodge reset, downlight recovery to get the first stock off of Kylar Alice and potentially pave their way to this reset.
Does have Goddess in the red, though. Oh, 2 dropped combos coming out from Kylar Alice. Finds the neutral light, only taking just a little bit of damage on this second stock.
And you see Kylar Alice sticking with the guitars. We'll see if he can kind of stake his claim as the best guitars in Australia right now. Has the neutral light on a Goddess, but Goddess able to respond with a neutral light of their own.
Goddess struggling to find any initiations. That's one of the first ones, but it's a nice 4-piece. 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, just reading the movement of Kylar Alice out of each of these hits, recognizing that Kylar Alice is going down frequently out of it, and it's going to be a big sig as Kylar Alice tries to dash in, and that is going to be a huge lead for Goddess. Goddess 1 stock away from the reset.
What a beautiful stock from Goddess. Just completely ripped from Kylar Alice. And the switch over to the sword when they could have juggled and stuck with the guitars. A little bit interesting choice there.
Maybe just wanted the higher damage per hit, considering they knew how damaged they were. Didn't expect to get a lot of hits out onto Kylar Alice, but now that they're back to the guitars, they're getting all the hits onto Kylar Alice. Even waited the delay after that hit, waited for Kylar Alice to make a move, dash forward, and punish him again. Kylar Alice very much on the back foot, down sig just shy of Kylar Alice's big ol' hat.
I kind of expected that to actually hit over the corner.
I thought it was
like a little scoop down maybe. Oh, and a down air, and Goddess is going to get a reset. 598 damage to 491. About 100 damage difference between those two, man. Yeah, Goddess has the best guitars in Australia.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone who can contest that at this point. We'll see what Kylar Alice opts to do right now. Kylar Alice has just been playing musical chairs with his characters. He has not sticked with a singular character, and this time it's going to be another new character as he goes over to the Val for game number 1 in the reset against Goddess.
Yeah, not quite sure what his goal is with all of these different character swaps. Obviously, the victory is probably one of his goals, but I'm not sure why he's going to all of these different things very quickly. Like, how many characters has he played today? Is he playing a different character like every game?
I think so.
Because the set with Bailey was Isaiah and Nash. The set with Shadow was...
It was Nyx, Cassidy, and Onyx, but they went 4 games, so I think he played one twice.
Yeah, I think... No, he played Nyx, Cassidy, Onyx is the Lin Fei head, and then Koji.
Oh, that's right. He did have a Koji. Yeah, he's been switching every game.
There was one game in the set with Bailey that wasn't reported, so not sure. One of those was Nash, one was Isaiah. We don't know what the game 3 was, but yeah, Kylar's playing like a different character every game, which is incredibly impressive.
And what's even more impressive is despite playing all these different characters, Kylar Alice has been very effective, making Goddess work for each of these games, able to take the lead in the reset. We'll see if Kylar Alice decides to stick with this kind of random character pool, considering this is grand finals in the reset. Kylar Alice does not have any more set potential here. Ooh, big read attempt, but Goddess just stayed still.
Punishing the landing. Side signature over the corner. Seen a couple Vals do that today. What an incredible option that is to catch someone right over that corner. They think that they dip down and still stay high, that they're going to be a little bit safe, that their opponent might not chase them. But man, that signature can knock people out so well on the corner. Dare coming out from Kylar Alice has Goddess in the orange, trying to chase with the downlight. Not quick enough to catch Kylar Alice with it. Gravity cancel D-light. Side signature. Somehow he finds a neutral light after that side signature. I can't believe he wasn't still in recovery.
And it really feels like all of this has taken the wind out of Goddess's sails. Like, Goddess is looking so different in this reset against Val than Goddess looked like in all of the grand finals pre-reset. Like, Goddess had so much momentum, and suddenly Kylar Alice has really halted everything Goddess has been able to put out.
Now, because Kylar Alice is playing like a different character every game, I want to like up the ante on that and have him lose his first match. Right, his first set of the day. So he goes into loser's bracket and sees how many different characters, how far he can make it through the roster of characters.
I think it's a little late for him to lose his first set of the day, but
oh yeah, no, this is a challenge for him for the next tournament. He's clearly doing something here. He has an agenda of playing basically as many characters as he possibly can. And you're going to play a lot more games down if you start in the loser's bracket than you do if you make it all the way to winners finals.
Yeah, this really feels like a mentality of like the person who practices the same punch a million times, right? That's Goddess practicing this Asuri a million times over versus Kylar Alice, who's practiced a million different punches with every single character in the roster of Brawlhalla. I think we're at like, what, 42 characters or something? Something insane. As that ground pound was insane, Kylar Alice takes game number 1 after the reset.
Wait, doesn't like the guy who practices the one punch a million times, doesn't he win?
Well, history might not repeat itself here, as Kylar Alice is in the lead game 1 over Goddess, and Kylar Alice is going to be going over to the cross for game number 2.
Now, we have seen other people play cross today. Saw Boomy play some cross earlier. I've ran into a couple crosses in my ranked games. Cross, I don't want to say he has a revival, because he definitely doesn't. But like, we're seeing like probably 1,000% more cross now than we have in quite some time. And that's just because like it went from 0 people playing cross to like 1 or 2 people playing cross. But I love to see cross. He's a beautiful character to watch. What?
I'd say that's a little bit of a revival. It's not definitely like Cross isn't taking over the meta by any means, but it's still like you're starting to see Cross be played and starting to see a lot of success with it as Kylar Alice showing some of the potential, especially with the recent changes to Gauntlets, making Gauntlets very effective, especially on stage if you can get those bounces with the Nair. Nice punish from Goddess.
Alice definitely in the lead here, has all of his blasters experience here on this cross pick. Also, you saw what he did with Val last game, has the gauntlets here. Beautiful dare into the side air. He's going to come out with an edge guard, almost picks up that dare.
I love the movement off that first dare, dips down and then goes right back up to catch Goddess for the second one. Some fantastic movement from Kylar Alice, but he needs to finish this stock. These side airs are just taking so incredibly long blasters. Like you were saying earlier, they either need the downlight recovery or a good signature to finish off a stock.
Yeah, if you're killing with side airs, you're kind of taking too long. Like, it's not necessarily a complete loss because, one, you're still getting the knockout, and two, if you can control the amount of damage you're taking and still outpace your opponent, you're still going to come out with the victory. But you're kind of taking a little bit too long if you're killing with side airs, but it could just be Kylar Alice. Honestly, could be him messing around. You see all of these different characters he's playing. He could just be like, you know what, I'm going to kill the side air here.
Yeah, it could just be playing with his food a little bit. But of course, again, I would caution that considering it is grand finals after the reset. And Goddess has shown that they're not someone to be messed around with. Goddess is definitely a strong contender here, earning their spot in the grand finals, guaranteed at least top 2 finish.
And something worthy of note is he is actually selecting these characters, right? Yeah. He's not just randoming.
He's not true randoming into each of these picks.
Sidelight into the Nair. Going for the neutral signature read. Still finds a side air. No punish from Goddess. There's a weapon spawn on the field. Goddess slowly making their way over to it. Picks up the sword. That's Kylar Alice on the edge. Beautiful D-Light dare. Weapon toss going down just a little bit wide. Goddess finds it. Been looking for it the entire day. Finally catches one on stream.
What a great time to do it when trying to take back the lead from Kylar Alice after the reset in grand finals. Goddess able to get the advantage over Kylar Alice, but still very hurt. He's got to be careful about this offstage. This could be big, though, as Kylar Alice. What? What? Why?
What a cool move coming out from Kylar. The GC in sync. Not enough to turn anything really around for that game. Goddess is going to take it, tying up the set 1-1, but swapping over to the Bodvar. Level 70 Bodvar. This is a classic Kylar Alice pick.
Yeah, this might be like the pick if Kylar Alice is worried right now. Goddess has 1 on the board. There's at least 2 more games to go. Kylar Alice might be starting to sweat considering they're bringing out the Bodvar. We'll see how well this goes as we get right on into game 3 after a very interesting finish to game number 2.
I asked Kylar how many characters he's played today. He hasn't actually kept count. But he said, I don't know, like 20. He is saying that he played a different character each game. What an interesting way to make it through a tournament, man. This is combo breaker.
Yeah,
man.
I guess, to be fair to Kylar Alice, right? Like, when you're a Kylar Alice, when you're a Tiger, when you're a Fiend, when you're like the dominant player in your region and it's very hard to unseat you, you know, maybe you got to play with a hand behind your back. Maybe you got to make yourself sweat a little bit and work a little bit so you can challenge yourself, and that's how you level up, I guess.
Does Kylar have a YouTube channel? Because he should like turn this into a thing. Like, he should turn this into a video of my run through the tournament, because obviously every game he's played today has not been on stream. He needs to stitch all of his replays together and put that into a video and put that on YouTube, because that's really cool. This is something extremely unique that we haven't really seen people do before.
Definitely not as effectively at the very least.
Yeah, exactly.
It's basically impossible for somebody to get to the grand finals of a tournament switching characters every single game. And not only that, it's not like he's playing the same 5 characters and rotating through them. He has not played the same character in any game we have watched today.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing is because it'll be nuts when we look back and someone played like 5 characters in a single tournament. Like, that's crazy. But the fact that he's played so many different characters, and look what he's doing, man. Looking with this Bodvar to come out. 3-stock potential. I'm going to say it. It's on the board right now. That neutral light just procced Kylar into the yellow. Just now 50 damage on this stock. He's already taken one. We're on Small Enigma. He's tied with Goddess in damage, but he's a full stock ahead.
Yo, watch the Taros finish coming out from Kylar Alice. I'm calling it now. That's what he finished in Spring Championship with. He might bust it out again, but he's still got to get through this stock of Goddess. Has a huge damage lead over Goddess with some fantastic hammer play. That 3-stock looking a little bit harder to happen, but if he can get this stock right now with a big down air, maybe a potential ground pound to finish it. Nope, just another one. Kylar Alice could do it.
That was all but a free edge guard for Kylar. He saw the dodge getting used, then he swooped in. He just waited up top for Goddess to use all of those options. Goddess afraid of everything that Kylar Alice can do on the edge. That is going to at least deny the 3-stock here, but what a lead that Kylar has so far. The set is tied up 1-1 here, and it's looking like this is going to be another Kylar Alice victory.
Nice.
Holy
ground
cow,
pound.
dude. That's a JV3.
Yeah. That's kind of what we expected of Kylar Alice with the Bodvar. That's definitely one of his stronger character picks. So, of course, not too surprised to see him basically dominate. And like I said, maybe that's one of the reasons why he's handicapping himself with this rotation of characters. Going to be going over to the Ada now for game number, what is this, 4? Yeah, game number 4.
Yeah, this is game 4. Kylar may be poised to take this, has blasters again. We'll see what his spear brings to the table with this Ada pick, but man, he is possibly poised to take this 3-1 after he already lost 0-3 against Goddess. That Asuri before was looking tough to beat, but it seems like all Kylar needed was just like that little recipe of several characters that he can play really well, and he's just going to take it all the way.
Dude, imagine playing a tournament and basically saying, I have to reserve these final 5 for grand finals. Like, I can play anyone else I want, but I have to reserve these 5 so I can guarantee my grand finals finish. Going for the downlight. Goddess just a little bit above it. You're seeing some very interesting patience coming out from Kylar Alice, right? Like, he's really just like standing there waiting for Goddess to make the wrong move. Catches him with the rising down air. Big falling side air. Goddess doesn't have the movement, knows it. And first stock gonna go the way of Kylar Alice.
Now, that's where I'm a fan of using side airs to knock out your opponent, because you can catch people when they're coming back, and it doesn't take as much damage to knock them out with a side air there right on the edge. Like, Boomy plays some of the best blasters on the edge in the entire world, and he utilizes side air really well on the edge. Not just dare, not just ground pound, but side air as well.
Back on stage, though. Kylar Alice went for the neutral air. You saw him do a neutral line in the other direction. That was supposed to be an X pivot neutral air, but because the inputs can be very, very difficult, you'll see sometimes players after that side light go for a neutral light in the wrong direction.
Side light, D light into the side air. Nice 3-piece on the spear. Another side air. Kylar Alice has the lead in terms of damage. Gravity cancels side light to get back onto the platform and hits Goddess side air, sending Goddess over to the edge. There's a weapon spot on the field. Does Kylar Alice want to swap over to the blasters? He chooses to, going to strip the field. D-Light coming out. Goddess punishes that with a neutral air. Another GC D-Light. That is going to be punished also. Goddess trying to find that recovery kill off the top, waiting just a little bit too long. Didn't read the right direction.
Goddess is in trouble, dodges through the weapon toss, does get the wall touch. Kylar Alice can't really contest considering Katars has that neutral air, that safety bubble to guarantee that wall touch. Falling side air launch so incredibly far. Goddess is very hurt.
If the roles would have been reversed, Goddess would have gone in unarmed for sure there.
Yeah.
We've seen him do that so many times.
Very clean pogo coming out from Kylar Alice. Kylar Alice 1 stock away from closing out Combo Breaker, the Australian portion of it, playing a different character every single game. That's absurd.
I told him to make a list, so hopefully he will have that list made. And told him to tweet it as well, so hopefully we can see the entire gamut of characters that he ran through to possibly find this victory here today. Goddess is not out of this yet, but it's looking more dire as the game goes on. That is going to be it. Kylar Alice is going to take it. A different character every game for your Brawlhalla combo breaker 1v1 Australian champion.
Dude, what a mad lad. You know what he's literally just done? Is he said, hey, every major competitor in your own region, try to beat that. Like, try to do better than that. The only way you can beat that is if you do that by also going into the loser's bracket set 1. That's the only way you can up that. That's insane. Congratulations to Kylar Alice.
For Kylar, dude. Holy cow, what a challenge to put yourself through.